He's shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly. Those are the words of Texas Governor Greg Abbott after one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history.
It happened in Uvalde. It's about 80 miles west of San Antonio and 350 miles southwest of Dallas.
The gunman opened fire inside Robb Elementary School around 11:30 in the morning.
19 children and 2 teachers were gunned down.
Shock, sorrow, fear. These sentiments are running high in Uvalde, Texas, after America's deadliest school shooting in almost a decade. Among the 19 children killed was Amory Jo Garza, a 4th grader who was just about to call the police when the gunman shot her. She took a picture while receiving honor just minutes before the shooter entered the classroom. The photo with her smiling is her very last.
She was hysterical, saying that they shot her best friend, that they killed her best friend, and she's not breathing, and that she was trying to call the cops. And I asked the little girl the name, and and she told me, she said, Amory, how do you look at this girl and shoot her?
Americans are no strangers to shootings, but this one has shocked the whole country.
Good evening, fellow Americans. To lose a child is like having a piece of your soul ripped away. The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong.
Our kids are living in fear every single time they set foot in a classroom because they think they're going to be next.
Mass shootings are a consistent problem in the United States. But what's alarming is school shootings are on the rise. There have been 337 reported school shootings since 1999. Among them, 42 happened last year, a 2-decade peak. So far this year, at least 24 acts of gun violence were reported on K-12 campus. Data from the New England Journal of Medicine shows that in 2020, firearm injuries have overtook auto accidents as the major cause of deaths in children.
One of the children that survived mentioned just that they were now afraid to go to school, and that was actually more on their mind than their school. So that is a very big problem, and it affects every child in this country.
But more striking facts are how similar the patterns were shown in school shootings. 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz entered Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, and opened fire with his legally purchased AR-15. In less than 4 minutes, 14 students and 3 staff members were shot to death. It triggered a new round of protests against gun violence all over the states. 10 days before the Texas school shooting, a young man and avowed racist gunned down 10 black people and injured 3 more in a supermarket in Buffalo. And shooters of these crimes all share at least one common characteristic. They were all teenage boys.
We've just seen from them 2 horrific crimes that we can't get out of our minds. What happened in Buffalo, what happened in a school, children in Texas. The common denominator, the weapon was an AR-15. The perpetrator was a male. And the age of the perpetrator was 18. I don't want 18-year-olds to have guns.
The Washington Post database shows that perpetrators behind school shootings have gotten younger. Most of them are under the age of 18. The median age is just 16. The smallest is a 6-year-old boy.
The brain is still evolving. It's very plastic. It doesn't remain in its current state for very long, and it doesn't reach an area where people can make rational decisions until much later in life. So that's why these shooters tend to be younger men. They tend to be impulsive.
As school shootings continue across the United States, many Americans are still asking, when is something going to be done?